Good evening, folks. It is the 8th of December, 2021. 2021 quickly coming to a close, but I do have something really neat to look at today. Today we have Bismarck Solitaire. We're going to give a look at it. It is put out by Worthington Publishing, and it says a book game requires 2 dice, a pen, and a sense of adventure to play. An original book game by Mike Willie, Sean Cook, and Grant Wally. Excuse me. Neat thing about this, anybody that's watched this channel for any amount of time knows I love game books. I love the game books of the old Choose Your Adventure books, or deeper game books, the Steve Jackson games, the old Steve Jackson choose your own adventure type stuff. And I like stuff with a full system, right? And I've always looked for war games that do very similar things. And I never really thought war games fully took advantage of the medium. But this one is trying to do that. The necessity really is the mother of innovation, because this here is telling you, right, that this was put out in 2021, and it is to, because of supply chain issues and printing issues, they just decided to put out a game. It could be from Amazon Publishing. It could be bought and you can get into and play right away. Very great idea. A great idea. Honestly, neat subject, Bismarck Solitaire. And let's read the blurb back here. Command the pride of the German Navy in Bismarck Solitaire, an original book game by Worthington Publishing. Lead the German ships Bismarck, Prince Eugene, and the U-boat support as they take on the determined Royal Navy with one goal: sink the Bismarck. You have 8 missions of varying objectives and difficulty, plus a training cruise. Each mission gives you 3 tries to best the Royal Navy. Some missions require you to find convoys. Others expect you to sink a few British warships, while some just hope your ship can survive the sortie. The only thing you must provide is 2 dice, a pen, and a sense of adventure. All right, that is it. I've played this several times now, and we're going to look at that and look at the mechanics and see what I think about it. The one thing I did find annoying was the rules and everything are made in portrait form. Didn't like that. Although I understand why it was done. Sequence of play. It's roll 2 dice, determine the event. Well, we'll look at that. Actually, maybe I'll play a little bit. Rules, very easy to grasp. Not a difficult game at all, but it is a game. It's not just a choose your own adventure type. It's a full game, and it's not bad. It's not bad at all. You're going to play the Germans, like it said. Let's see. Was there an introduction that said? Anyhow, I read that somewhere. Maybe it was in the designer notes. I read about designer note. Let's look at this real quick. The design of the board game came about as we looked for one of our board game designs that could be delivered quickly in a book format during backlogs of worldwide shipping and supply chain caused by a pandemic. Bismarck Solitaire fit well. It could do all a board game could do if 2 dice and a pen were provided by the gamer. We layered the mission so. Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. I thought that was, like I said, cool to do. And rules very easy to understand. So let's go and let's look at one of the missions, right? So we're going to look at mission objective. We're going to do this one real fast. Mission objective. Now that your ship is broke in, they have a training mission. Let's look for some action. Make your way to the main shipping lanes and find a target and sink it. Most importantly, return the Bismarck safely to Bergen or Brest. Come home safely with the victory flag flying. Now, we'll see if we can do that. This is just going to, you're just going to, it's going to determine British movement. I am going to use this. I photocopied it because I didn't want to write in the book because everybody knows I'm crazy like that, right? So if we're going to do this, we can put the Bismarck and the Prince Eugene in any area in A from 5 to 8. I'm going to put them kindly together here. We're going to have the P is going to be the Prince Eugene, and the B is going to be the Bismarck, okay? If you can make that out. Right, Prince Eugene and the Bismarck, okay? And the U-boat you're going to put in any column the first 4 rows, right? And so we're going to put the U-boat right here, right? And these you can't see well here, but they're going to be quarters. Each square is going to be divided into 4. Is going to be quartered, and that's going to be, and your movement's going to be each quarter of the square. And the movement for the Prince Eugene is going to be 3. You can move 3 movement points, 3 areas per turn, and the 2 is a maximum for the Bismarck, and 1 will be for the U-boat, okay? That easy, that simple. And all you're going to do, you're going to start off, you're going to roll 2 dice to determine the event chart used for the turn. So, you roll these 2, you need 2 different colored dice. There's a 2 and a 6, right? We're easily going to look over here, and they're going to find the 2, the 2 and the 1, 2, 3, the 2 and the 6. This, wow. This is going to be what we're going to look at, okay? So we've got, in these areas, we've got the hood. That doesn't touch anything. We've got, in these areas, the King George V. It doesn't touch anything of mine. Prince of Wales is going to be here. And we're going to have the Rodney, which is going to come in. It's going to be in 3E. And if we look here, 3E, my U-boat and Rodney will be in proximity, right? But now, my other boats are out of trouble. They're not touched with anything. A U-boat, you can attack, you can hide. You don't have to attack. We're going to attack just because it's fun, and it's going to be the Rodney. He's going to attack, and on a U-boat attack, all attack rolls you hit on a 1 to 3 and miss on a 4 to 6. If it is a U-boat, a 1, 2, 3 you hit, or a 4, 5, or 6, I believe that's how it goes. You are hit, right? Let me make sure that is correct. There is U-boat rules in here. I guess I don't have to play it that way, but I'd like to know what I believe that's it. I'm gonna play this a few times, so I should know. Ship combat tactics. That's a cool thing. U-boat combat. Resolve U-boat combat if present. Okay. When British air attacks, there was no air attacks. U-boat combat. So here we go. U-boat combat. Well, the German U-boat represents a group of U-boats that supported the Bismarck. They are not affected by the attacks or ship combat, or air attacks or ship combat. British ships cannot attack U-boats when the player finds the U-boat in a zone that includes British ships. He has a choice, evade or attack. At this early juncture, I would just evade because I'm not going to sink anything. I'm not going to sink the Rodney, but I might just attack here just to be doing it. The German U-boat automatically evades British ships located in the same zone. If the U-boat player decides to attack, he targets one ship or convoy. When attacking, the U-boat rolls one die, and the result of 1, 2, 3, he hit the target, and a 4, 5, or 6 results in the U-boat being hit. All right, that's correct. One die. He's going to be attacking. We already said here 2, 6, the Rodney. Okay. And I am hit. So U-boat gets 3 hits. So I'm hit there. I'll obviously evade, and that'll be done. And that will be resolve U-boat. Resolve ship. There's no ship combat. We're not touching any of that. Move your ships and mark location. Okay. So I am going to move my ship. So the Prince Eugene will have a 3 movement ability. So we move all 3. 1, 2, 3, and put a P there. Bismarck will have 2. 1, 2. We'll put the Bismarck there. That'll be the movement. 1 movement for the U-boat. And we put right there. And that'll be that. Mark your turn and repeat the sequence. Mark a 1, turn 1 over with, and you're going to repeat that. And you're going to continue to do that, right? Until what am I looking to do here in this one? How to win. Earn 3 or more victory points and return the Bismarck to Bergen-op-Brest after turn 16. So I'm going to have to live until after turn 16 here. That's a long ways. Return to Prince Eugene to port also after turn 15 to earn a medal, right? So obviously, the Bismarck's the one we're worried about. Okay. Ship combat, if we want to talk about it anymore, you can sink some of this stuff. This stuff's kind of cool. You're going to use, U-boat's only going to use 1 die. The other one, the Prince Eugene, you're going to get 2 die or 3 dice for the Bismarck. And here's the cool thing. You can do these, if you're one of the ships, say you're the Bismarck and you're wanting to do one of these battle tactics, you can close in, right? And roll a die. It's a 4. What's going to happen here, you're going to take a hit closing in, but you get to add 1 die to your roll. So you might be able to, attack someone, sink someone with an extra die. Yeah, but that's it. Not much to it. Not that hard, but it is kind of fun. And I will say there's 8 different missions. You do kind of feel like the Bismarck. You're not wanting to really attack, to be going around attacking capital ships and stuff, right? You're not wanting to do all that. You're wanting to stay out of the fray as much as possible and hope to sink something, hope to disrupt convoys, hope to do some things like that. But, so you're out there searching. Good idea. Pretty good execution. There are things I didn't like about it. I didn't like about the layout of this. I didn't like the layout being, the designer notes and everything being in portrait format. I've already said that. I didn't mind the game itself being that way, but it was a little annoying. Execution's done pretty well. It's an easy game, simple game, but there is replayability to it, and there is some fun to it. You're not managing an AI other than rolling dice, which I thought was smart. And you're not, and you also get to move your ships, which that's a problem with a lot of book games. Movement is a problem in a lot of them, but they have solved that with using a pencil or pen to move your imaginary chits, if you will. So yeah, I would give the game a solid 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's a fun game. One problem that I perceive a lot of people having, this game was like $27, might be around $28. It's around the $30 mark. And some people aren't going to like that because all you're getting is a book that with how many pages, I forget how many pages it is. Let's say with game charts and everything, there's a chart there, that's kind of cool. The charts and everything, we're, let's say, around 50 pages, if that. So a lot of people aren't going to like that. A lot of people aren't going to feel like they're not getting their money's worth. I don't. I feel like I get my money's worth from it. I would have rather it been around $24, I thought would, or $21 to $24 would have been a sweet spot that I think a lot of people would try this out on more. But getting close to 30, that didn't break my back, and I love game books, and I wanted to see this. You do get to make some good decisions. That's another problem with game books. Some game books you don't get to make a lot of decisions. It's just rolling. While the dice absolutely does constitute the movement of the British. You can move where you want to. You can attack if you want to. You can try to run. So there are a lot of decisions to make. It can be difficult. It's not impossible. It is winnable, but it is more difficult. Replayability is pretty good because you're going to be different a lot of times. You got 8 different modes, if you will. You can start your ships out in a different place. I suggest you start them out. I suggest you start them out and you keep them, at least the Prince Eugene and the Bismarck, together as much as possible. That's my suggestion. I found out that's worked pretty good. The tactics worked pretty good. But yeah, there it is. I would recommend it if you have the money to spare. If not, if you're going to feel bad about spending $28 on this book, don't do it. I would just say don't do it. But if you want a decent experience and you don't mind paying $30 for this, do it. Again, you're not just paying for material. You're paying for the work gone into it. You're paying for everything else. And as a game, it's a pretty fun experience. As a solitaire game, it's a great experience. There is a co-op mode. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think that co-op is the way to go. It's a solitaire game, in my opinion. All right, that's it. That's all I got for you. Bismarck Solitaire. I do have a lot of other things backed up. I do have some other games in the pipeline that I'm going to have to get to. So, you know, we'll tease a couple of them right now. Maybe I'll get to some of these here later this week. That's another book game, Siege of Stalingrad. And this is another one from Dark City Games I'm going to look at it later this week. All right, y'all? All right. Be careful out there, everybody. Everybody, Christmas is coming up. Get some gaming in. Have some fun. Be careful out there, man. I've been dealt with the flu last couple of weeks. Feeling better now. Feeling back to my old self. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.